dry sidewalk, wet, puddly sidewalk from the Slimeburger factory. They get special rules and get to do things in special ways, and I get to walk in sloppy slime, which is ridiculous. And like I said before, if you had a wheelchair, this would be very difficult terrain. Sloppy, yucky, mucky slime. Gotta walk in these bumpy puddles, mud banks on the side. Oh, but suddenly, when you have a nice full sidewalk, the runoff has gone into the street. And the rest is just dry or just wet, not puddles. I told you, we're gonna get to know these roads if you hang around. Gee, wasn't that nice? Isn't that nice? At least they painted this. I can make a square. I love that sign over there. So old school. And it's crazy to me that it's even there, because I mean, it gets windy down here. At some point, something's got to give. Rusty, old sheets of metal. I don't even think it's a metal company anymore. It's chilly out here. It's the 25th. It's Friday. I don't know. It's about 5 o'clock. There's a masky boy. Now they want us wearing maskies everywhere. Oh, I didn't tell my story. I was just looking at a video. I was trying to edit it from a couple days ago. And it seems like halfway through, the beginning actually starts. So it seems to be out of sequence for some reason. So I have to look into that and see what the deal is. Old T-Bird. I mean, I was never a fan of it, but you know, it's got style for sure. You don't see stuff like this anymore. What's the word, Thunderbird? What's the price? 30 twice. Skirts on them back wheels. And this is the wide block. Again, it's Friday. The roads are pretty empty. Anyway, so I don't know if in that story, the last video that I was just looking at before I went out. I was like, you know, I got to get out and get a walk in. I got to get a walk in before it gets dark. And it is kind of chilly out. Look at all these wires, man. Look at this. Just look at it. It's like scribble. Kind of beautiful, though. Oh, and here's that metal sign. Yeah, I don't see anybody doing that. Well, maybe this company is that company. But I don't know. So going back to the mask, I went to the doctor's office. I know I told that story, and the mask, I took it and I was mad, but then I kept it in my pocket, and I was driving around looking for a place, and I noticed, you know, because I keep saying, you know, because, but who knows, maybe that's just the way I talk. Hey, you got a mask. So I had the mask in my pocket. I go to drive for a ride, just really to do a ride, to drop off my laundry. Our old friend here, giant dumpsters. So I'm going around, and like even the 7-Elevens are closed. I'm not happy. But on the way back, I get to the bagel store. It's open 24 hours. So I know I'm going to be able to get something in there. And I put my little mask on to be... Oh, before that, I actually went to the 7-Eleven. And as I went in the parking lot, there was a undercover cop in the parking lot. And I kind of pulled in, backed up sideways. I was trying to fix my hoodie so I didn't have to wear a mask. But I had my glasses on. It was just a pain. And I said, all right, forget it. I'm just going to put my mask on because there's a couple of things I needed to get from the 7-Eleven. I don't want no grief. I don't want to hear no nonsense. So I put it on. And it's funny. It kind of turns you into a sheeple. You feel, actually, the mask fit really good. And I looked in the reflection of my car window. And I actually liked how it looked with my bandana. It looked kind of cool. And that kind of made me mad. And it really fit. Like I said, it fit me really well. I can't believe it fit me so good. So I got my stuff. I'm in the store. I'm waiting to check out. The guy's got rubber gloves on that's working behind the counter trying to bag up my stuff. And on the TV, some more crap about this virus came on, and I kind of let out a sigh like a and he thought I was sighing because he couldn't open the bag. And I realized that right away. I was like, yo, bro, listen, man, I just want to let you know I wasn't sighing at you like that. I was sighing at the... See these things? You don't know what they're for. Interesting. Wow, that's one of those ladders that go to places that are high and they have like safety enclosure around it. So when you go climbing the ladder, you know, you have a chance. Safe for more safety, or even just to feel safer. So, you know, we got through that. And the funny thing is, there was a guy, one person in line behind me, and he's like, you know, I don't stand still. You know, I do the jailhouse shuffle, if you will. You know, I don't really stand still. And the guy was like, "Oh, right behind you." And I said to myself, now I have my mask on, so I'm a rule follower, you know. I said, what are you doing standing so close to me? I didn't say it. I bit my tongue. He said, oh, I'm sorry, it's a waiter thing. It's a waiter thing, you know. He just, so that accidents don't happen. I said, I was like, no, it's all good, bro. It's all good. He had his masky on too, you know. Neither of us want to have a mask on. He wants to be at work, even though waiting is not easy. He'd rather be there. Nice window, right? He'd rather be there than standing in line with me, I'll tell you that much. So, I got my stuff, and then I went to the bagel store. Driving like a maniac down the road. And I go in there, I put my mask on, and there's people out in the parking lot. I guess they called in their order, or they went on the internet online. Trees are changing. All these bony trees. You know this one, this is the scary tree. So I go in there, and I got my mask on, and the guy, I could tell this older guy, he's trying to figure out, see these reflections? Tremendous. He's trying to figure out how to read the order on this like tablet. And I feel for him, but I'm also standing there like, man, come on, it's late. Figure it out, buddy. And then I see, after a couple of minutes, a good 5 minutes, it was probably 5 minutes, but you know, when you're waiting, circumstance like that, one person, you're getting frustrated. But you have to remember, everyone's frustrated right now. So I'm standing there and I see this guy, kind of scraggly looking, come out from the back with a broom. He's sweeping up a little there. He's barehanded. He's got a mask on, but it's down on his chin. It ain't over his daggone nose and his mouth. So I'm standing like, seriously, look at this guy, man. Then I also said to myself, you know what? It's probably exactly how I would look if I was working back there. And that's the sad truth. So I couldn't get too mad at him. Then he makes eye contact with me and goes, Camaro. No, he didn't say Camaro. He makes eye and he goes, oh, have you been waiting here a long time, man? I'm sorry. I said, nah, it ain't been that long. So he asked what I want. I asked if he was cutting meat still. He said, yeah, it's all right. We get a pound of ham and a pound of cheese. So he went over there. First of all, he sucked in a bunch of snot. He was like he had a runny nose. Grossed me out. Then he went and washed his hands. And he put on some gloves, but he never adjusted his mask. He never adjusted it to his face. Which, whatever. Like I said. Meanwhile, as I'm waiting, this big, giant, hairy guy comes in, gray-haired guy. He got a beard on and there. And he don't got no mask on. He just walks in and I'm going, look at this guy. Who does he think he is? Meanwhile, I walked out of the doctor's office the day before because someone had the audacity to ask me to put on a mask. But it's funny, as soon as you abide, become a sheep boy, like I did, because I needed to get food, and that's how they get you. I put on that sheep mask and I became a sheep too. I was like, then another kid came in behind me, younger guy. He wasn't a kid, but again, it was late. He didn't have no mask on either. So I'm sitting there like I said, the mask is actually really comfortable. The thing is, if I go to put my glasses on with it on, when I breathe, my glasses get foggy. So that's kind of corny. I usually don't. Oh, these are the sycamore trees. See? Look at this thing. Big monster. Imagine how many leaves are on that thing. I think the leaves fall off that tree twice a year. And the bark falls off. Be careful when you buy a house someday. And the beautiful pink stuff back there. We had some rain. I really wasn't paying attention. It was late last night. I heard the pitter-pattering. And I looked at the app on the phone or the iPad, and it said, you know, that today that I said, I know. I said, you know, again. This guy's got some interesting brickwork on his house. And the infamous red door. Oh, that's the buggy. This is the guy that had the motorcycle shop. Look at his big, beautiful garage. I thought, that makes sense now. He got garages like that, he don't need the shop no more. The BSA shop over there. Uh-oh, going left. Look at this tree. Getting ready for the spring. Well, yeah, and often the rain will ruin these flowering trees if the rain comes down really hard. But since they had like percentages of 30 and 40%, it's not like 100% rain, wind. It didn't ruin all the beautiful flowering trees. Look at that monster tree. You should get a feeling of where we are if you follow me a lot. When you start seeing things like school buses. You guys got the right idea. That's like a couple of weeks ago, they were putting that patio out there. They were making it. And now they're out there partying, semi-partying, 4 people drinking a couple of beers. It doesn't even look like they have seats. And if they did, they'd be wet. But their labor, you get to celebrate the pride of some hard work. That's it. On time. The magic of spring. And here again, the brilliant puddles at the end of the walk where you have to cross the street. Never fails. Let's go down this block for a change. There's 2 people walking with their dog. They look like cool people. I don't want to cross paths with any cool people. Alright, let's go down the alley. Hookah hookah. Hookah hookah. So you really should break these videos into smaller segments. Because if there's a segment you don't like, it's easier to delete. And since I don't have access to my really good software at the moment, I can't, I can only delete sections. So let me pause for a second, take a picture. How'd you like that picture? I have already given it a title. The Brilliance of Man. Doo-dee-da, doo-dee-doo-dee-da. Cinder block. Cheap way of building. I was gonna say building buildings. It sounds stupid. You know, I don't like to sound stupid. I don't know why I've quieted my voice. I feel like it's because I'm walking down an alleyway. Like, you never know what's coming up. You want to be able to sneak up on someone before they sneak up on you. Diggity. Like my gloves? These are my magic gloves. Giving them a shot. This way I don't have to take my gloves off and on to use this phone. Ha-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Where to go? Let's cross the street and go a little different. Pretty tree. Pretty tree. So here's some news for you. Haha. Got the drone footage, onto the computer. I put my computer onto my iCloud. What on earth did they clean up? What did they hear my calls? Hooray for them. Gardner must have came through and vacuumed it all up with his lawnmower. A lot of cars. Not a lot. I mean, it's Friday. Usually this road is dangerous to cross. So, what was I saying? Like as if you were able to tell me. Cleaned up. Going a different route. Oh yeah. Uploading the videos. So hopefully, now that they're all on iCloud, I'll be able to pick the videos, like the drone footage. Then I just have to figure out how to slice it into the videos where I want them to be. Because, every once in a while, sometimes I mix it up. I use different media sources. I'll use the drone, and sometimes my GoPro. And the GoPro videos, I uploaded those too. And those were, again, when I went out on a trek, had the GoPro on my bicycle, and I was stopping, commenting on my phone. But man, the GoPro video, the sound is terrible. Look at these bushes. If you draw a house or anything, you can draw your bushes any way you want. Tell them they're hybrids. They're hybrids, sister. What are you gonna do about it? Dead end street, huh? I don't notice that in space. Oh, yes, I do. Let's go down and take a gander. A peeksy poo-poo. I'm gonna tell you a story about this man at this marina down there. The marina is where they keep the boats in the winter. Sometimes, you know, not everyone keeps them there all year round. Sometimes they keep them dry dock, pull them out of the water and store them at the marina. But then they have docking where people keep their boats in the summertime, of course. If they don't have if they don't want to trailer them to a ramp, which, you know, it's tiring sometimes, a little extra work. You know, I keep saying, you know, when you come back from a boat ride, I found $1 here once. Come back from a boat ride, the last thing you want to do is cinch up your boat and put it on your trailer and I don't know. It's nice if you could just tie it to the dock and get on your way, but you know, that costs money. You know. I know, you know, look at the beautiful tulips. This is nice, huh? Yeah, so this creep over here at this marina. I bought this boat off a guy who needed money. He was supposed to be a good deal. I came down here and his buddy was in charge of the marina, but he wasn't the owner. And he gives me this whole spiel on how good the boat is and a bunch of, see what nice grass looks like. People take care of it. These people pay a maintenance fee for this, for living in these condos over here. And that's the marina I was referring to. So they get the gardening included in their maintenance fees. And it's beautiful like this, and you don't have to go and manage your garden. So you come home to a place that looks nice. Anyway, so this creep over here, I wasn't going to tell a story, it looks like I'm telling it. So I buy the boat, I talked to the guy, and I said, you know, about leaving it there. Anyway, he told me $125 or $150, and then I could come pick it up and it would be ready to go. Because, you know, I wasn't paying for the storage that the guy had paid for before that. And I was good with it. And I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I think I bought the ski for like $1,200 or $1,500, something like that. And you turn around, and when I went to pick it up, the guy's like, $400. The guy was a thief. He's a rotten guy. Look at that beautiful bush. And there's the kayak spot. You can come here and rent the kayak for I think like $20 or $30. And you put in, you have this really nice bay over here. They used to let you bring your own boat and put it in for $5, but they don't do that anymore. The fact is, the convenience of going in over here is great. Get the duckies. 2 boys. The duckies and the birds. The birds, a lot of the times, the more beautiful bird in the species is the man, just like with us humans. And that's because if prey come around when they have their eggs, the prey will see the pretty male, and the male will make them follow him away from where the eggs are, where the nest is. And the female ducks, at least in this species that I know about over here, the female ducks, they're like brown. They're beautiful, but they're not colorful like the males. Mallards, I think they're called. See all the kayaks? All sorts of kayaks, racing ones, fishing ones, you name it. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing off for a minute. Ta-da! Dry dock. The shrink wrap these boats with this plastic material and heat it up so it's waterproof and tight, snuggly wuggly, and your boat is protected for the winter. This guy, he's got the ducky wuckies, froggy woggy, and a gorgeous tree. I don't know what kind of tree this is. It's a beaut. And these are your trailers. All the boats and the jet skis. Speaking of jet skis from before. Yeah, so that jet ski was a nightmare. Ended up giving the guys money because he was like, "If you don't pay me, I'll sue you, and I'm not gonna give you your ski." A real low life. And you know, you have ideas of, you know, getting revenge on people like that, but it's not worth it. A peaceable life. And that's that old power plant. And there's water over there. That's where the water's warm, one of the places. And my friend and I used to go swimming. I've taken you up this block before, but I think it was, I was looking at the footage today, I believe it was with the GoPro. Table lost its glass. So now you can see it again. These sailboats, they have covers that are factory covers because they don't just get shrink wrapped. If you have a sailboat and you're leaving it out on the water, you need to cover it once in a while. I mean, it's better too. He's got a factory cover on his. It's just that the long winter and the snow and the wind beats up stuff. This is a floating dock. Yeah, the floating dock. And here's all these boats covered up. And boats are not a cheap hobby. There's our old friend again. See, like I said, you can go to the same places and different lighting, different angles, and the whole world's it's just different. You might have skinnier shoes on. Whee! Another red plug. This road I usually go down on my bicycle. I rarely walk down here. These bushes are overgrown. You see, if someone has responsibility, God knows what's in that bottle. When you have a property, you have responsibility. You're not supposed to block the sidewalk with your bushes. And now a bush like this, if you let it get overgrown too much, he's beautiful. You can't really cut them back. Because when you cut them back, all them leaves, there won't be leaves in there. It'll just be sticks. So it'll take you a year or two before you can, you'll even see leaves. Ooh, creepy. I wonder if this is from Superstorm Sandy. Look, if I needed shelter, I'd find a way in. If I needed shelter. The town took it over, huh? Ooh, creepers. Again, this is another one of those buildings where if the walls could talk, oh boy. People coming back from Long Beach, they might live far away and say, forget it, let's get a room. They come to the Long Beach Motor Inn. And party on the rest of the night. Those are the nights that you have memories forever. Motel office with a big siren. Boarded up. Oh no. I would love to grab them videotapes and see what was on there. Probably just boring surveillance of the building. There it is. We saw this the other day, but it's from across the street. The Long Beach Motor Inn with the busted sign. Now, if an artist, like, if my life if I didn't follow the direction that I had, and it was a long road, I would have been a sign guy. Look, there's signs everywhere. Problem is, these corporations and technology, patterns, shading, shadows, reflections, textures, they have programs that anyone can be a sign guy. Because not everyone is looking for quality. They're looking for purpose. They're looking to get just their message out there. They're not artistic minded. So, and this was the beginning of our loop. We went down this road. So they just want a sign. You know, they want it to look neat. They want their information on there. And, you know, anyone with minimal art skills can make a sign. And also, stay within people's budgets. And to keep them moving, if you're a sign guy, you might just want to make them simple. Just for your own, just to make life easier. It's a nice house, a little dated. And that's the sign business. You want to do a good job, there's a lot of amazing machines out there. I know someone that started out in their basement, in their dad's basement, moved to the garage, moved to a shop, and the guy has a nice life. I worked for him for a while even. Not the greatest guy to work for, keeping all the money in his pocket. But hey, if he could afford to do that, if y'all want to come to work, that's gorgeous. If you're going to come to work, you know, who's the fool? Yeah, I didn't learn much there. He didn't want me to learn much because he knew I had talent. Who's that? What a great name. John's Tree Service. Never heard such a great name before. John. Look at this truck. Imagine this thing coming down the road at you. This big chrome bumper. Oh, look at his wheels. Brrr. Oh, Peterbilt. Quality truck. Yeah, look at these wheels. Oh boy. Come and drive close to him. It's over. Chop you up. Chop, chop, chop. It's just an empty lot. But knowing where it is, what kind of vegetation, weeds, grass, what grows there. Look at this. Gorgeousness. They're just budding. Look at that. It's like popcorn. A lot of American flags out. I want to get political, but I'm happy to see those flags out. I'll tell you that much. Da-dee-da-da. That's the old version. It looks all right. It's not the old version. They had to go back in time to save that brand. Brought it back from the dead. They actually discontinued the Camaro. And then they brought it back looking like the old 67, 68, 69. And boy, I was all about it when I was going to get one of those no matter what. And I went there and I had my truck. And I wasn't about to trade in my truck. Even though they were going to give me more for my truck than I paid for it, technically. And my truck I have purpose for, you know. I can't take my kayaks in the back of my Camaro. But just a couple of years ago, there's a new bar got too many kids running around in there, and I went to get chicken wings one day. It was $14, and you know, I guess I'm getting old because I'm like, $14. I used to get them for 50 cents each. 10 cents each. I used to get them for 10 cents each. Friday happy hours at Walky's in Elmont, New York. Yeah, it looks great though. They had another one. This is only a year. Maybe it's second year. This is its second year, I think. The oldest it is its third year. And you know, you invest the money to a place like that, and all of a sudden the next year they're gonna tell you, oh, we got a virus, you can't open. People are gonna be afraid to go out. You get all these ice cream machines, huh? Just like the one in the laundromat that had no ice cream in it. Splash. Puddle boy. Limousine trucks. Look at that big white one. It's ridiculous. We rented one about the size of that smaller white one and went to Delaware. You know, I forget why, but it was about, I don't know, it was a bunch of us. And it was a good time. It's actually a pretty great time. Dixie poo. Alright, let me turn this thing off. Heading on down the road. So while it's on my mind, I don't know, I think I cut myself short on that little video clip, the last one, because I talked about the Camaro, but and then I talked about trading it in to get one of them old ones. I actually went for a test ride in this red one with white stripes. Went out there and scared the devil out of the salesman. Good guy, his name was John too. And I gave him a little ride that he was reaching for his seatbelt and bouncing around. And that car ran like thunder. So, I didn't buy the car. But years later, just 2 years ago, I mean, I'm not really a vet guy, but I'm at the point in my life where it's like, yeah, the old midlife crisis mobile. And I was just looking on the internet for Corvettes, and I found this place in Pennsylvania that had really good prices on vets, you know. But I knew I couldn't really afford it. I didn't think I could, like I say, unless I make some lifestyle changes. I'm not getting no vet, and I'm not fixing to make those kind of lifestyle changes just to get a Corvette. But as I was looking at their inventory, I came across this Camaro, and I wasn't a big fan of them. I don't like the from like the rear wheel up. I think that the wheel was too small and the tire didn't fit right, you know. But this one caught my eye. I guess the silver color kind of didn't make that space so ominous. And the rims that were on there, they were the color of the car, basically silver, very much like the color of the car. So they didn't make that wheel section look small. And the interior was nice. The miles were low. It had 11,000 miles, I think, on it. And the price was okay. I was half-heartedly looked into it, and I spoke to the gentleman, and I made him an offer, and he came back with an offer. Look at that puppy sculpture. And we came back with an offer, and I was like, okay. I went one morning and took the bus out there. And that was a pain. It was raining. It was like 4 a.m. The ATM machine didn't work. I was so upset. Went to the city. It was all dingy. It was so empty. But this particular bus service, it was really cheap. It was like $40. And you know, it's just disgusting the way you have to wait for buses in New York. But the bus ride was great. There wasn't that many people on it. I don't even know how they paid for the gas there and back, to be honest with you. It was a nice ride in. Sun coming up. Met the guy in Albany, New York. It was still raining. He drove from Pennsylvania to meet me there. He took the car. The car did not look dope. It looked dirty as can be. It was a mess. So I drove it, and I wasn't thrilled about the driving either, but I went all the way up there. There's nothing I can do at that point. I did have a friend who let me stay at her house after I picked up the car. And we had a good day. The next day, she was busy messing with her house. And I don't even remember the whole thing. I had a hangover. I had to drive that car home on a Sunday. And I didn't know how to drive that car, because I drove it home all the way home in track mode. And it's not, that's for the track. You know, there's much more moderate ways of driving it. I didn't know how to get through the different settings. So it was kind of a horrible ride home. But then after a little bit, got that baby working, rock and roll, beautiful. Stop telling your story. It's boring. Nice ball field. Must be a nice place to grow up. Got the ocean right over there. Big houses. Clean and nice. Nice and clean.